Vande Mataram. Welcome to Oral Learning Koraput. In previous class, we have discussed about the solitary reaper. We have noticed that on the land, the highlandless, the solitary reaper was singing and reaping. His singing was her song was about the spontaneous thought, spontaneous emotions, spontaneous feelings. There, the poet Wordsworth, who is some passers-by, saw there. The poet told the passers-by not to disturb her, sing at him or going towards her. Sing at her or going towards her. You should just stay here and gently you can pass, because the poet did not want to disturb that girl. Today, let me go to the second stanza. No nightingale did ever chant more welcome notes to weary bands of travellers in some shady haunt among urban scents. A voice so thrilling never was heard in springtime from the cuckoo birds, breaking the silence of the seas among the farthest Hebrides. Here, Nightingale is a small migratory bird native to England. It is well known for its loud and beautiful song. Nightingale is known for its loud and beautiful song, a migratory bird. The bird sings very loudly and beautifully. The poet Wordsworth, in this stanza, compares the reaper's song, the reaper's voice, with nightingale. The poet says, no nightingale did ever chant. That means, whose singing is superior? The girl's singing is superior. Chant means sing. Chant is here sing. In comparing to nightingale with the highlandless, the solitary reaper, whose song made a good effect, good vibration on the poet, the solitary reaper. We have to know that all the poets had third eyes. We cannot see from a simple living, from the joyous nature. What we see, they can see the hidden truth behind the scene, the appearance. So, in comparison to nightingale with the solitary reaper, whose singing capability, whose singing vibrations is higher, superior, only the solitary reaper. More welcome notes to weary bands. Weary bands. Weary means tired. Bands means a group of people. Bands means a group of people. More welcome notes to weary bands of travelers in some steady haunt among urban sands. In this stanza, in this verse, at the outset of the second stanza, the poet went on comparing the song of the solitary reaper with the song of nightingale. He did so, he compared so. Why? Only to establish the superiority of song of the solitary reaper. Whose song is superior? The solitary reaper's song is superior. The song of the nightingale is welcome song. Who was singing welcome song? The nightingale. For whom? To the weary bands. Here note means song. Welcome notes, welcome songs. For whom? To weary bands, to the tired, a group of tired people. The song of the nightingale is welcome song to tired group of travelers in the oasis. Oasis means a resting place in the desert, in the steady haunts of the travelers in some steady haunts. The resting places or relaxing places in the desert. Steady means full of set. Haunt means a place where is frequently visited. A place of visit frequently. The place in where we visit very frequently, that is haunt. Shady haunt. Shady places are always preferable in summer. Of the travelers, what kind of travelers? Weary bands, a group of travelers who are tired. They select the shady haunts, shady places in the desert. We say that is oasis, relaxing places among the urban sands. Sands means desert here. Sands means desert here. So the song of the nightingale was welcome song to the tired people, tired travelers of the urban desert. Wordsworth here had chosen consciously the nightingale, the best singing bird. Wordsworth picked out the best singing bird as nightingale. He had chosen here the best singing bird only to make us aware about the superiority of the song of the solitary reaper. Here, no nightingale. Look at the face. No nightingale. Begins with N. Second word begins with. First word begins with N, and the second word begins with N. Then some steady of travelers in some steady. Some steady S. First word S, then in second word S. Here repetition of consonant sounds. Repetition of consonant sounds are found. If in some phrases repetition of consonant letters, consonant sounds are found, the figures of speech is called as an alliteration. The figures of speech is called as an alliteration. Here another poetic device is mentioned, metaphor. What is metaphor? Metaphor is a comparison. Here the solitary reaper song has been compared with the song of the best singing bird, nightingale. The solitary reaper song has been compared, the poet has compared the solitary reaper song to the best singing bird, best song bird, nightingale. So that it is called as here the figures of speech is metaphor. In the last verse of the second stanza, a voice so thrilling never was heard. In springtime was the cuckoo bird, breaking the silence of the seas among the farthest Hebrides. Cuckoo bird. The cuckoo is, the nightingale is known for its loud and beautiful song. But the cuckoo is a family of birds which includes several common European songbirds. Like nightingale, the cuckoo birds are known as beauty of their singing. So, nightingale is a migratory bird, whereas cuckoo bird is not a migratory bird. So, in the second verse of the second stanza, a voice so thrilling never was heard. Whose voice? The reaper's voice, the solitary reaper's voice was very much exciting. The poet Wordsworth has never heard such a exciting or thrilling voice. In springtime, from the cuckoo bird. Here, the poet compared the solitary reaper with the cuckoo bird, another songbird. It is one type of metaphor in figures of speech, in poetic device. Breaking the silence of the seas. Who breaks the silence of the seas? The cuckoo bird. Among the farthest Hebrides. Farthest, distant. Farthest means distant. Hebrides. Hebride means remote group of islands. Distant, in a distance, if we see, if there are some islands, that is called as in the northwest island, Scotland, northwest, in northwest Scotland, there are some groups of islands that is called as Hebrides. Hebrides means in the northwest Scotland, in remote area, distant area, there are a group of islands that is called as a Hebrides. Here, after comparing the song of the solitary reaper with nightingale, Wordsworth further goes on describing and comparing with the songbird cuckoo, another acclaimed sweet singing bird. Cuckoo bird was a sweet, a beautiful singing bird. Wordsworth takes us to Hebrides, where the silences of the remote islands are broken. Who broke the silence? The cuckoo bird. Farthest from the remote areas, a group of islands. At the same time, very consciously Wordsworth states that the voice of the solitary reaper was a very thrilling one, exciting one, heart-touching one. He had never heard such a voice of this. Here another poetic devices are found. A voice so thrilling never we heard. Look at this sentence. A voice so thrilling. This is not in the prose order. We have never heard. A voice so thrilling never was heard. Such a thrilling voice was never heard. This statement is not written in the prose order. That is called as inversion. Here, the solitary reaper's voice or song is compared to the cuckoo, the songbird cuckoo. So it is called as a metaphor. So from during 2 days of analysis, we have well noticed about how the Reaper's song impacts a good impact, brings a good vibration to the entire valley. How the poet Wordsworth noticed him. He did not want to disturb him, not to stop his singing, because he was being attracted, fascinated by the Reaper's song, melancholic song. The poet unnoticed in these two stanzas why she was singing such a melancholic song. What was exactly happened to her? The poet really unnoticed in these two stanzas. Different devices are mentioned, used for versification, using the verses, and the poet Wordsworth comparing to nightingale and the cuckoo bird, he thought that the Reaper's voice's song is always superior to them. So, to the passers-by, the poet says that not to the voice, the song, not to be disturbed. It should be continued. The difficult words, single words, and other poetic devices will be given to you in our group. So you have to understand the two stanzas. If any doubts arise, that means you can question me. Thank you. Vande Mataram.